What's up, everybody? The air, the wind, getting in my eyes. My eyes are sweating. The direct wind in my eyes. I think somebody's chopping onions. Whoo! Tears of joy. So let me give you a quick story, quick background, man. There was a time as a young family where it was just Penny, Jada. Hey, what's up, Doc? Penny, Jada, and myself. And this was the time where we started our family at TVA, but then I lost control of our budget. Yeah, so we had to move in with my father-in-law, Penny Losa. May he rest in peace. But he gave us a heads up. He said, "Hey, what's up, Johnny?" He said, "Hey, just a heads up. Hey, Tiare, what's up? I'm gonna sell the home that my wife grew up in. That her mother and father, may they both rest in peace, rest in love. That they both built. When we moved out of TVA with our little family, we only had one child. We only had Jada as a baby. He said, I'm gonna end up selling the place. So basically, in a few words or less, don't get too comfortable, and don't try to. I remember we were like, we're college students, so we were like, oh, could we have an opportunity to? And he's like, don't even try to buy it. I'm asking too much. So that's a touchy subject all in itself with my wife. Here's the home that she grew up in. And anyways, he ended up selling it. We didn't plan well, so we are actually homeless. I'll just go ahead and say it. We were homeless. We did not have a place to stay, and there were three of us. So at that time, I'll give you a little background. At that time, my wife had a studio in Haula. If you know where Bright Beginnings is, bless you. She had a dance studio for her brand new group at that time, Tehamata. And she used to teach out of this studio. Right now, Bright Beginnings is there. Like, they've pretty much taken, I think, all of the available spots. But we were right there, right next to the stairs. If you know what I'm talking about, the bottom of the staircase, that was our studio. Well, we used to have the classes, and this is after work. So after PCC night show, we used to hold rehearsals. But then even before, she would teach the children out of that studio. And I recall very vividly, there's a whole point to this, by the way, but I recall very vividly, we would wait for everyone to leave this dance studio, and I remember Eric saying goodbye and all that, and then I would do one last peek outside, and then I would lock the door and would get the futon from behind these little barriers that we had all our stuff in. I'd pull the futon out, lay it on the ground, and that's where my wife and Jada and I would sleep, baby Jada. And I forget how long this was. My parents who lived on the other side of the island. We tried to drive, but because of schooling and work, PCC, it was just very difficult. So yeah, we chose to be, but we were literally, like, we didn't have a place. So my point, we lived in that studio for I don't know how long, and there was one night that I'll never forget. I'll never forget this experience. I might have shared this before. Hey Lily, hey Josh, Andy, what's up David, hey Shane. One night we did the same thing where everybody left, and then we locked the door, the studio door, this was our residence where Penny taught Polynesian dance. When everybody left, we would pull the futon out, sleep on the floor, like I said. We turn the lights off, and you know, when we didn't even have like a night light, so when you turn the lights off to the studio, it's pitch dark. And I remember that. Hey Diana, hey Paula, hi. One night we were all getting ready to sleep, and Jada was knocked out. Hi babe. Jada was knocked out on the futon, and I remember Penny and I were just quiet, not really talking, but pitch dark, laying on this futon on the ground, and then all of a sudden you hear, and then that was, I don't know who was first. Then the other one of us was like, we was freaking crying on the futon because we was homeless, trying to make it happen. To this, fast forward to this. Today is a historical day. What I hold in my hand was not easy to get. It took It took like 20 grand just to get this. What I hold in my hands are plans for our house that we're gonna build here on this property that we live. So I want to do a quick shout out to Lose and Paula Nonu. Shout out to Carlos Pucan, Pat Pucan, the architects who drew this. We're gonna do something great here. Also, I want to do a shout out to Ronald Yamamoto, the engineer who stamped this. Once again, it took about 20 grand to get to where we're at now, but the plans went in today, the permitting plans. But most importantly, I want to thank our Heavenly Father for getting us here. And I want to thank Penny for her patience dealing with all of my crazy ideas. Let me show you something real quick. I'm not going to show you all of it, but again, this is stamped, this is legal. We got the engineer to stamp it. It just went into permitting today. So we got to go through the normal permitting process. As you know, those in the industry know. But my favorite flip, I guess you call it, my history of fix and flip, my favorite flip will be our home. One of the hardest things is making all these other homes beautiful and selling them, and then have to come home and my poor wife is like, when am I going to get my kitchen? I can finally say, before the end of the year, we're going to start. So from homeless to one of the most historical days where we get to lift our existing home, extend it, build, and build underneath. Plans going in today. I feel tremendously blessed. A lot of you have been following our journey. Maybe not all of you knew that we were homeless at one time. But anyways, if there's anything I want to end with while my daughter's running around, talking to herself, that is to keep the faith in God. If you have righteous desires, He will bless you if you live right. And once again, shout out to my eternal companion, Penny. Love you. She did not want to come on the video. I told her I was going to go live to share the good news. And she's like, no, I just woke up. I go, I just woke up. Look at me. But thanks for sharing my journey. Sorry, man, the wind is coming right in the angle of the eye. I think someone's chopping onions. Just so happy, so blessed. Thank you all. Stay blessed. God bless. Aloha.